Good afternoon, everyone. This is Miss Ibarra talking to everyone about Class Dojo and why I use it for my website to be my parents and students interaction in my class. Class Dojo is a website that allows parents and students to see students' portfolios, such as assignments that are due that day or maybe due in the future, see students' class stories, such as information that is very important in the class, events that are happening around school too. Parents are allowed to message teachers in Class Dojo. Teachers have all this and much more, such as timers, keeping track of attendance, and giving themselves small notes for them in class.
Good afternoon, Miss Ibarra. I am Fernando's parent, Mr. Rios. I would like to know how would I access this Class Dojo?
Good question, Mr. Rios. As you can see, there are students already in my class. In the beginning of school year, preferably the first day of school, I would gather my students' parents' phone numbers so I can contact them and send them notifications about Class Dojo. As you can see here, we have the students' names, and then we will have to add the parents' phone number here and invite them. In the portfolio section of Class Dojo, I will be able to create activities for my students. Students will log into their Class Dojo login and they would be able to complete their task. The teacher, being me, will be able to see who has done the task and I will be able to approve. To create an activity, you would start off by giving the activity a name. For example, this one's called Reading Assignment for the Weekend. Then you would have to write a brief summary of how you want the activity instructions. For example, I want my students to read the book and give me a summary with a drawing of the book. Then you would tell your students how would you want them to submit. For example, you could choose how would you want them to submit. I want them to submit with a photo, so I would just click photo and that's how they would submit their assignment. Here in Class Story, parents and students are being notified about information such as events happening around school or in class, reminders, and class activity. For example, here we have upcoming events such as Friday, early dismissal, Monday, no class. We have 5 census activity that we did in class. We have a book in math that we'll be reading to students. We have a fun activity that it's called Raise for Words to help students with their vowels. We have a book of reading for reading time. We have an activity for math so that students know their shapes. And we have an activity for Spanish activity so that students can know how to put sentences together. Here, the teacher can post activities that the teacher might be doing in class or students have already done so that the parents can know that their students are actually learning.
Good afternoon, Ms. Ibarra. I'm Jocelyn's parent, Ms. Gonzalez. I would like to know if we could send messages to you on Class Dojo about our kids.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. Parents are allowed to communicate to teachers through Class Dojo. Class Dojo is a website, also a phone app, who parents use to communicate with teachers, but not just parents, also students. I highly recommend Class Dojo because students are able to see their upcoming events, see their portfolios, see what teachers expect from them, and their points that they get from the assignments. I highly recommend Class Dojo.